I am not a certified counselor yet, but yet people say experience is the best teacher. My 11 years of marriage has given me room or privilege to have these experiences that I want to share with you. You're interested? Let's go right in. Welcome back, beautiful ladies. How are you doing today? I'm Amaka Benedicta, and this is Letters to the Singles and the Married Forum. I am glad you're here, and I know that you are here because of the caption or the topic on this video. Best lessons I have learned from my 11 years marriage. You want to know? Follow me down to the end of this video and you never regret it. First one I want to quickly go straight to is patience. Marriage has taught me to be patient. If you think love is blind, marriage is a leveler, my dear. It's going to humble you in a way that, things that you ordinarily do not, you do not think that you can really accept. You begin to accept them. I am this kind of a person that I find it difficult to wait. I find it difficult to give time to something to materialize because, when I'm working, I want my work, finished and done. Then I go into the other. That is the kind of trait I came in with marriage. But on the long run, marriage has taught me to give things time. Okay, marriage has taught me to be calm. Marriage has taught me to what? To relax. Marriage has taught me to give it some time. If it's not working out, give it some time. That is patience. So I have learned from my 11 years marriage to be patient. As a young girl, I think I have this, trait of impatience with whatever I am doing, especially when I'm at work. If it is not working out, I am not patient enough to give it some time until, I'm that kind of a person that fights until I achieve what I want before I rest. So that is not patience, guys, right? You agree with me? It is not patient. There is no trait of patience in that. So I carried that trait into my marriage. Are you shocked to hear that? Yes, I did. So I did that, but the attitude, the character, the discipline that comes with marriage has given me that room and privilege to always be what? Be patient. In fact, I have been so patient these days that actually my name is patient. You see reasons to just be patient in marriage without nobody lecturing you. It happens. Okay, so marriage has taught me to be a patient woman in whatever situation I find myself. It will leave you with no option than to be patient. So I think it is a good one for me. I will mark that down. It is a good one for me. So I'm marking number one good for myself. It is an achievement. If I have that characterization, if I have that trait in me now, I think it's a good thing that marriage has instilled in me. Thank you, marriage. Thank you. Thank you, my spouse, for letting me in and to learn a new life. Thank you. And if you want to learn to be so, just wait. It is time. Time is a leveler, and you will meet with this character. I move straight to the next lesson that marriage has taught me in my 11 years now. I'm still counting. I'm not stopping here. All right, the second one is self discipline. Feelings is not everything. I read a book that says love cannot sustain marriage alone. Marriage can never be based on love. I have a video on this. Okay, love is not marriage. Love is not marriage. Sex is not marriage. They are down there. Just go straight, scroll down, and click on whatever video you like and watch and be abreast of the information. You'll be amazed at the information you get. Okay, so feelings cannot sustain marriage alone. You need to be self-disciplined. There are times when you have feelings for your spouse and he's nowhere to be found or he's not even ready for you. Okay, so it takes self-discipline to be able to what? To handle that situation. It takes a mature mind, an emotionally mature person, to be able to handle the situation and understand both the physical nature and the emotional nature of your spouse. So marriage has also improved me in that area. I'll give it a good. So I'm marking that good because it has really helped me in that area too. Although I have a measure of discipline before I came into my marriage, but Whatever you have, marriage multiplies. Marriage is a multiplier, okay? If you're bad or your spouse is bad, or you're good or your spouse is good, marriage is going to multiply or amplify whatever he finds in you. So if you're not disciplined from the onset somewhat and you're coming into marriage, this is a goal you need to set for yourself to get. If you're a young woman that is aspiring to get married, you need to set the goal of meeting with your standard of discipline before you come in. It has to do with emotional discipline, financial, and the likes. But what I'm trying to talk about now is emotional discipline. That is what I'm hitting at. So let's move on to the third. The third, I think, marriage has taught me is on the area of finance. See, marriage needs a lot of financial maturity from both spouses. If you are not financially mature, if you don't have a mindset of, finance in marriage, that marriage will not be healthy. You need to have that mind there. I mean, if you're still thinking that it is your spouse that is going to, provide everything for you. When I was young enough before marriage, I do fantasize about this. I believe in the school of thought that once someone gets married, it is over. Over in the sense that you relaxed, you get whatever you need, you just sit down there, you eat and sleep, you eat and sleep. As if the person you're in marriage with is what? Is a wood. It's not a wood. I mean, it's not a machine that manufactures, dollars. Okay, so if you must be a helpmate in the marriage, you need to be financially stable. Even as a woman, you need to have a healthy mindset of finance. You do not totally depend on your spouse. Although he is the head of the home, he has most of the responsibility in some cases, but he doesn't have all the responsibility. You as a woman, you are a helpmate. So you should help to meet some needs yourself. And that is why you must have a healthy mindset about finance. I hope that makes sense. So for me, if I'm to rate myself on this, I would say, girl, you have done very well. If not very well, okay, you've done well. Let's be sincere here. You have done well and you are still doing well, okay? Your contributions, I appreciate it. So I got to pat myself and say to myself, girl, you've done well. You've done well. Happy about that? Okay, very best out of these lessons that marriage has taught me is that it has elevated my standard. Standard in the sense that I have gained more respect over the years. I have bagged, a kind of, um, you know, honor, respect from people. I mean, overall, it has really elevated me in terms of blessing. I think I am blessed to be married because, the this what is it called, ego that comes with married people is like a badge that has been added to your badges. Okay, so marriage has really taught me that I am honored once I got married, and not because I just got married, but because I exhibit the actual sense of what there's in me honor. So I think that is a plus for me. I move straight to the next. I am going to be sincere here with this number, and that is forgiveness. That is the next lesson. Marriage is a grant for two different people. And as such, it is a ground for disagreements, most times, a ground for arguments. Before I go into this, I would still rate myself average on this because most times I don't forgive easily. Yeah. Marriage has taught me the actual lesson is that if you are not forgiving, marriage is not for you. You are not the forgiving type. You don't easily forgive. When people offend you, you keep grudge for a very long time. It means that marriage is not for people like that. So, if you must stay in marriage for a longer period, you should be ready to say, I forgive you as many times as you can. As many times you've been offended, you should be ready to let go. So, that is another lesson that marriage has taught me. Like I said, I have rated myself averagely well here because I'm still working on this trait. Over the years, marriage has taught me that once you are married, you are not there to relax and say it is over. Marriage taught me that if anyone is ready to marry, you go in there with a heart of service. If you are not ready to serve, please relax and enjoy your singlehood. Marriage is hard work. Marriage is not a bed of roses. Marriage is service. In fact, from the day one a person is born, you are born to work. When you come into that marriage and you do not work, there is no cause for it to blossom. So if your marriage must blossom, if your marriage must attract, lovelies, admiration and whatever, kudos should be given to both parties because they're really working. Marriage is hard work. So, anyone that is set to get married, I have learned that you should go in with a mind to save. You save your husband because he's the king of the home. You were married not just to your husband alone, but to his natal family. Why? Because a woman is married into the family and not the other way around. You are being adopted. So I am not saying that you are a slave, but as you're going into that marriage, from my experience, you should go with a mind to save. I think on this, I should rate myself good because I think, girl, you're doing well in this area. Okay. The next one I want to relate with you is on the area of teamwork. Marriage is all about teamwork. That is what I have learned. If you go into marriage with the mind of making it alone or becoming a lone ranger, you can't make it. So, whatever you're going to do, you need to sit down with your partner. It needs to be discussed. And this is where communication comes in. If there is no communication, there is no proper marriage. In fact, communication brings, everything to the table. It makes for disagreements and agreements. It gives you room to even know your partner's thoughts about a particular issue. It makes you see reasons, other diverse reasons that you weren't seeing alone before. So, if you, as a single, you're not having a spirit of sportsmanship and teamwork, please, there is still time. There is still time for you to do what? To begin to adopt and learn. Learn. Learning is, forever. You can't stop learning until you die. We can learn it. So, marriage has taught me and I've learned. That is why I'm bringing my experiences down here to let us, the singles and the married, so that women who are aspiring to get married will see all it takes to get married and prepare. The last but not the least I would want to explore is that marriage has taught me to be prayerful. Not just to be prayerful, but to always pray for and not to pray about my partner. There's a difference between the two. Okay, when you're praying for somebody, you want that it means you helping that person. You are the helpmate. You're pushing that person toward forward. You are telling God to help him. You are praying to God to help him. But when you're praying about somebody, it means you're telling God that you really do not know this person. Help me, God, to know him. You are somewhat like reporting him to God. But when you are in tune with your partner, you pray for them. And praying for them also entails that You are not against him because both of you are one. You are trying to reach a goal. Although there might be disagreements and disappointments most times, but you are one. Okay? So prayer brings family together. My marriage just taught me that when a family that prays together, sticks together, eats together, they always stick together. Okay? God hears and answers them quickly. Faith is another. All right? So, whichever one that touches you, please relate with me in the comment section below so that we'll get to rub minds together, because we can't stop learning until we are dead. We continue to learn every day. And if you have other ways you feel that marriage can be best lessons, let me know in the comment section below so that I too can learn from your interaction. Thank you. If you've stuck with me this far, I'm glad you did. God bless you. I'll see you in my next video.